Good afternoon and welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. It is Thursday, July 14th, and it's 2 o'clock, and we are gathered today for our regularly scheduled business meeting. Please join me for a moment of silent meditation before we begin. Thank you. Our first order of business will be to take a roll call of commissioners. Joining us virtually this afternoon, we have Commissioner Irvin and Commissioner C. Williams. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioner J. Williams, Vice Chair Powers, Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Caston, and Chair Belser. We'll recognize Mr. Scarborough.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon, Vice Chair Powers and Commissioners. First order of business is to set the next Commission business meeting. Staff recommends the next regularly scheduled meeting to be held on Thursday, July 28th at 2 p.m., 2 weeks from today.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. Our next regularly scheduled business meeting will be Thursday, July 28th at 2 p.m. Thank you.
We have a full agenda today. There are 18 items on the utilities agenda and 15 items on the motor carrier agenda. Item number 1 is in docket number 2000-279C and is a request for approval of the fourth negotiated amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications Incorporated, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and PBT Communications Incorporated.
Commissioners, we've heard the item described by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I have a motion.
Commissioner J. Williams.
Madam Chair, I move the Commission approve the Fourth Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and PBT Communications Incorporated. So move.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner J. Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner J. Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 2 involves docket number 2022-193C, which is a request for the approval of the First Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications Incorporated, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Teliax Incorporated.
We've heard the motion described by Mr. Scarborough. Commissioners, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I have a motion.
Vice Chair Powers?
Thank you. I move the Commission approve the First Amendment to interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Teliax Incorporated. So moved.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Vice Chair Powers. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Vice Chair Powers?
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 3 on the utilities agenda is in docket number 2002-62C, which is a request for approval of the Second Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications Incorporated, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Spirit Tower Company, LLC.
With regard to the motion described by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin?
thank you. I move the Commission approve the Second Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Spirit Tower Company LLC, also known as SCANA Communications Incorporated. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 4 appears in docket number 2006-364C. This is a request for approval of the second negotiated amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications Incorporated, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and SpectraTel Incorporated.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Jay Williams.
I have a motion, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I move the commission approve the second amendment to interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications LLC doing business as AT&T South Carolina and SpectraTel Incorporated. So moved.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Jay Williams. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Jay Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 5 is in dockets numbered 1991-70C, 2008-135C, and 1990-676C, which are the request of Global Tellink Corporation, Public Communication Services Incorporated, and Value Added Communications Incorporated to add doing business as, or DBA, name of Viapath Technologies to the names on their respective certificates of public convenience and necessity, and request for waiver of publication requirements.
With regard to item 5, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Vice Chair Powers,
Thank you. I move the commission grant the request of Global Tech Link Corporation, Public Communications Services Incorporated, and Value Added Communications Incorporated to add the doing business as, or DBA, name of Viapath Technologies to the names on their respective certificates of public convenience and necessity, and to grant the request for a waiver of publication requirements. The addition of a DBA name will result in no change to the rates, terms, and conditions of the services to the company's customers. So moved.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Vice Chair Powers. Any discussion? We'll proceed to a roll call vote. Vice Chair Powers,
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 6 is in docket number 2014-350C, and it involves the request of Air Voice Wireless LLC to change its doing business as name from FeelSafe Wireless to AirTalk Wireless.
With regard to item 6, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin,
thank you. I move the commission grant the request of Air Voice Wireless LLC's request to change its doing business as, or DBA name from FeelSafe Wireless to AirTalk Wireless. This change will not result in any changes to the rates, terms, or conditions of the services to the company's customers. So moved.
thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Irvin. Any discussion? We'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 7 involves dockets numbered 2007-193C and 2022-14C. This is a request for approval of by FTC Communications LLC, doing business as FTC Wireless, for confidential treatment of Exhibits 2, 3, and 4 to its annual eligible telecommunications carrier report.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Madam Chair, I move that the commission grant the request of FTC Communications LLC doing business as FTC Wireless for confidential treatment of Exhibits 2, 3, and 4, and to its annual eligible telecommunications carrier report. So moved, Madam Chair.
with regard to the motion of Commissioner J. Williams, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner J. Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair, 4 items on the agenda, numbers 8, 9, 16, and 17, all appear in docket number 2022-188C. And so we can take them together in turn. Item number 8 is a motion for admission pro hoc vici by Paul A. Warner, Esquire, Abraham J. Shandling, Esquire, and Hannah J. Wigger, Esquire, filed on behalf of York Electric Cooperative Incorporated.
Mr. Scarborough, I think that's the earlier version of those were filed on behalf of Spectrum
Yes, ma'am.
Southeast
You are correct.
LLC.
Should be filed on behalf of Spectrum. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the item described by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas.
thank you. I move that the commission approve the pro hoc vici admissions of Paul A. Warner, Esquire, Abraham J. Shandling, Esquire, and Hannah J. Wigger, Esquire, filed on behalf of Spectrum Southeast LLC.
Commissioners, with regard to the motion of Commissioner Thomas, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 9 also involves docket number 2022-188 EC. Staff presents for commission consideration a motion filed on behalf of Spectrum Southeast LLC to reschedule the hearing date and to amend the pre-file testimony dates.
Commissioners, with regard to agenda item 9, utilities agenda item 9, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas?
thank you. I move that we grant Spectrum Southeast LLC's motion to reschedule the hearing date and amend pre-file testimony dates. However, in lieu of adopting their proposed dates, I move that the commission adopt the following dates. The complainant's pre-file direct testimony and exhibits are due August the 8th, 2022. All other parties' pre-file direct testimony and exhibits are due August the 22nd, 2022. The complainant's rebuttal testimony due September the 6th, 2022. All other parties' rebuttal testimony due September the 20th, 2022 at 3 p.m. The hearing date will be September the 26th, 2022, and on or before September the 20th, 2022, all parties are required to provide the order of witnesses to the commission. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Thomas. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 16 is also in docket number 2022-188 EC. This item concerns Spectrum Southeast LLC's motion to strike portions of the petition to intervene and the answer of York Electric Cooperative and the Electric Cooperatives of South Carolina.
Commissioners, with regard to item 16 on the utilities agenda, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas?
thank you. I move that the commission deny Spectrum Southeast LLC's motion to strike portions of the petition to intervene and answer of York Electric Cooperative Incorporated and the Electric Cooperatives of South Carolina, Inc. So moved.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner J. Williams?
a couple of things I would like to note for the record, I appreciate the oral arguments that were given in this matter by both parties. The PowerPoint presentation offered by Spectrum, in addition to the oral arguments offered by York, obviously the petitions, the response to the petitions, and the motion to strike itself, and the responses to the motion to strike. Considering the complexity of the issue and all the questions surrounding the issue that was brought to our attention, for me, the question of whether or not the BAA allows an electric cooperative pole owner to deny access to its poles based on construction requirements that exceed those of the National Electric Safety Code, I can't answer those questions without hearing and considering all the facts and circumstances surrounding the alleged denial. So for me at this time, it just can't make a decision without hearing more at this early stage in the process. So for those reasons stated, and for others that I'm sure will be included in our written order, I support your motion, Commissioner Thomas, and I appreciate you making it.
Thank you, Commissioner J. Williams. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 17 is the last item to appear in docket number 2022-188 EC. Staff presents for commission consideration the petitions to intervene of York Electric Cooperative Incorporated and the Electric Cooperatives of South Carolina in docket number 2022-188 EC.
Commissioners, you've heard the item described by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion? Item 17.
17.
Commissioner
I'd like
Thomas.
to make a motion. I move that the commission grant the petition to intervene filed by the Electric Cooperatives of South Carolina Incorporated, York Electric Cooperative Incorporated, as a respondent to the petition, is already a named party in the docket.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, you've heard the motion of Commissioner Thomas. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries. May I have leave to revisit item 9, which was the scheduling item with regard to this docket? And I'm not sure if this is the appropriate mechanism, but I think everybody voted aye. Can I ask unanimous consent for the motion to also include language that gives staff the right to change dates only if needed? I think that gives a little bit of flexibility and may save some time instead of things coming back having to be put on an agenda to be decided by the commission. It may save some time, and there's probably going to be a time crunch anyway.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin?
I support your request. I think it's wise to give our staff some flexibility. My concern all along has been that due to the number of parties now that we've allowed to intervene and the number of attorneys that we've allowed to appear pro hoc vici, that this matter could run more than 4 days for hearing. And it may be, once we get the order of witnesses list in, that we may actually want to begin on Monday instead of Tuesday. I think that would be wise because it looks to me to be a hearing that could go the entire week. And that's assuming we start early and work late due to the number of potential witnesses and legal and factual issues before us. So I think I certainly support your unanimous consent request to give our staff the flexibility to move the hearing dates or the filing dates to better accommodate our work schedule so that we can issue a timely order.
Thank you, Commissioner Urban. Commissioner Urban, I would note that the schedule that we just approved does have the hearing starting on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas.
thank you. As the commissioner that made the motion, I accept your suggestion.
Thank you. Any objection to amending the motion or, I mean, we're kind of beyond that point, but to giving staff that flexibility?
Is it necessary that we vote again, or is it okay if there's no objection?
Well, either we have to give a assent or vote on it. So just to make it clear, why don't we just vote again? And we'll start with Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries, and my colleagues, I apologize that I didn't think of adding that when we were discussing it, but thank you for your accommodation. Mr. Scarborough, the next item, please.
Yes, ma'am. Now back to item number 10, which is in docket number 2022-223-E. This is a request for approval of a renewable energy credit purchase and sale agreement and a request for confidential treatment concerning that agreement by Lockhart Power Company. Based on a request filed by ORS on July 13th, 2022, staff recommends that the commission carry this item over for 30 days.
Item 10 will be carried over.
Thank you. Items number 11 and 12 can be taken together. Item number 11 is in docket number 2022-221E. Staff presents for commission consideration Duke Energy Carolinas LLC's application for approval without hearing of the transfer and sale of property located at 401 South College Street in Charlotte, North Carolina, to Millennium Venture Capital AG, a German limited liability company. Item number 12 on the agenda appears in docket number 2022-222E. This is the application of Duke Energy Carolinas LLC for approval without hearing of the transfer and sale of property located at 526 South Church Street and 501 South Mint Street in Charlotte, North Carolina, to 526 Duke Owner LLC, a Delaware limited liability company.
Commissioners, we've heard items 11 and 12 as described by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas.
thank you. I move that the commission grant the two requests of Duke Energy Carolinas LLC for approval to transfer and sell of multiple parcels of property as described by Mr. Scarborough, which are located at 401 South College Street, at 526 South Church Street, and 501 South Mint Street in Charlotte, North Carolina. ORS and other interested stakeholders shall have the right to review this sale of property in a future general rate case or other appropriate proceeding. Approval of this transfer and sale by the commission does not impact or does not make any determination concerning the losses, if any, associated with this sale. And that would be addressed in a future general rate case or other proceeding. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 13 involves docket number 2013-208E and docket number 2013-92E. This is a request to establish procedural schedules concerning approval for demand-side management and energy efficiency programs by Duke Energy Carolinas, LLC, Duke Energy Progress, LLC, and Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated, formerly known as South Carolina Electric and Gas Company, and for comments from interested parties regarding proposed procedural schedules.
Commissioners, we've heard the item identified and described by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston, excuse me.
Either one works. I move that the commission approve the procedural schedules as follows. Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated, utility application due January 31st. Intervention deadline February 28th. Intervenor comments due April 1st. Duke Energy Progress Schedule, utility application due July 1st. Intervention deadline September 12th. Intervenor comments due October 12th. Duke Energy Carolinas LLC schedule, utility application due March 15th. Intervention deadline June 1st. Intervenor comments due July 1st. If any of these dates fall on a holiday or weekend, the due date will be the next business day. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? I would just like to thank the commission staff as well as the representatives from the utilities for working together. I think we saw in some of the cases this year that, or at least in one of them, possibly two of them, where the return date or the date by which interveners had to file a petition to intervene and the comment dates from folks were really kind of messed up. And so I know that the staff worked with the representatives of the utilities to get some of these dates straightened out. And I'd just like to thank all those parties for their work and concessions in coming up with this schedule. If there is no other discussion, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 14 is in docket number 2003-277S. This is a request of Jacob Utilities LLC for approval of the sanitary sewer system discharge and treatment agreement between Jacob Utilities LLC and the town of Williamston for the Forest Hills subdivision.
Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I request we carry this item over and respectfully request ORS review the application and comment if possible by July 25th, 2022.
Okay, we're going to take this as a motion, Commissioner Caston, because
Okay.
we're asking ORS if they could provide some comment on this matter. So, Commissioners, you've heard the motion of Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 15 appears in docket number 2022-214S. This is a request of Brooks D. Boyd, complainant, to withdraw his complaint against South Carolina Water Utilities.
Commissioners, you've heard the item identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston,
I move that Brooks D. Boyd's request to withdraw their complaint be granted. The hearing is canceled and the docket is closed.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Caston. Any discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
We've already addressed items 16 and 17. So item number 18 on our agenda concerns docket number 2021-130S. This is a request by the Office of Regulatory Staff that the commission schedule a status conference no later than July 22nd, 2022, concerning the transfer of facilities, territory, and certificate of public convenience and necessity from Synergy Utilities LP to South Carolina Water Utilities Incorporated.
Commissioners, we've heard the item identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner J. Williams.
Madam Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that the commission grant the request of the Office of Regulatory Staff and direct the clerk's office to schedule a status conference before the commission as soon as allowable in the commission schedule. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner J. Williams. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner J. Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair, that completes the utilities agenda before the commission today. So moving on to the.
Just a moment.
Madam Chair?
I apologize, Commissioner Urban. The court reporter just corrected me.
Yeah, item 14 on the utilities agenda, I was not given an opportunity to vote. So can you record my vote as aye on item 14, docket number 2003-277-S?
How about on 18? Did I miss? Was that the only one, Commissioner Urban? I apologize.
I think that was the only one.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for calling that to my attention, and again, my apologies.
Thank you.
Mr. Scarborough.
Yes, ma'am. Moving on to the motor carrier agenda. Item numbers 1 through 7 are all applications for Class C certificates. Staff recommends that items numbers 1 through 7 be taken together, and I will briefly review them for the commission. Item number 1 is in docket number 2022-226T, is the application of Paul Reed for a Class C taxi certificate. Item number 2 is in docket number 2022-227T. It is the application of My Palmetto LLC for a Class C charter certificate. Item number 3 is in docket number 2022-228T. It is the application of LD Family First Medical Transportation LLC for a Class C stretcher van certificate. Item number 4 is in docket number 2022-229T. It is the application of Jeffrey Allen Henyon, doing business as Air Transport Taxi LLC for a Class C taxi certificate. Item number 5 is in docket number 2022-230T. It is the application of Herman Davis for a Class C taxi certificate. Item number 6 is in docket number 2022-231T. It is the application of the Beast Excursions LLC, doing business as Hop On Shuttle and Brewery Adventures for a Class C charter certificate. And finally, item number 7 is in docket number 2022-232T. It is the application of Double Black Transportation LLC for a Class C charter bus certificate.
With regard to the items on the transportation agenda identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Vice Chair Powers.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the commission approve the applications for Class C certificates in items number 1 through 7 as listed by Mr. Norman Scarborough. So moved.
Thank you, Vice Chair Powers. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Vice Chair Powers. Is there any discussion on any of these items? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Vice Chair Powers.
Vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion on these items carries.
Madam Chair, items 8 through 12 involve requests to cancel various Class C certificates. We can take them together, and I will briefly review them for the commission. Item number 8 in docket number 2022-70T is a request from S&T Superior Transport LLC to cancel Class C non-emergency certificate number 9666. Item number 9 in docket numbers 2004-130T and 2022-205T is a request from Kevin James Hanson to cancel Class C taxi certificate number 7457. Item number 10 is in dockets number 2008-351T and 2022-205T. This is a request from Big A Auto Sales Lot 2 LLC, doing business as Gold Star Limousine Services, to cancel Class C Charter Certificate number 8048-A. Item number 11 is in docket number 2000-118T, and it is a request from Mitch Limo LLC, formerly known as Ernest David Mitchell Sr. and Linda J. Mitchell, and doing business as Mitch Limo Service, to cancel Class C Charter Certificate number 6895-C. Finally, item number 12 in docket number 2015-325T is a request from Charleston Place Holdings Incorporated, doing business as Charleston Place Limos, to cancel Class C Charter Certificate number 9097.
Commissioners, we've heard the items identified by Mr. Scarborough in the transportation agenda. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Vice Chair Powers?
I move the commission approve the request of the Class C companies to cancel their certificates in agenda items 8 through 12 as listed by Mr. Scarborough.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Vice Chair Powers. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Vice Chair Powers.
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 13 is in docket number 2022-192T and involves a request from CVM Transportation Company LLC to amend its application for a Class C non-emergency certificate from 7 passengers to 15 passengers, and to amend its requested authority from Hampton County to statewide.
Commissioners, we've heard the item identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston?
I move that the commission approve the request of CVM Transportation Company LLC to amend their application for a Class C non-emergency certificate by amending the requested authority from Hampton County to statewide, and by amending the requested number of passengers from 7 passengers to 15 passengers. So moved.
Is there any discussion on the motion of Commissioner Caston? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 14 is in docket number 2022-101T. Staff presents for commission consideration King's Coaches LLC's request for an extension of time until May 6, 2023 to comply with commission rules and regulations.
With regard to agenda item 14, as described by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston?
I move that the commission grant an extension to King's Coaches LLC until April 4th, 2023, to come into compliance with commission rules and regulations. This period of time represents 1 year from the issuance of Commission Order 2022-176. So move.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Finally, item number 15 is in docket number 2021-231T. This is a request from All In Time Transit Limited Company to withdraw its application for Class C non-emergency certificate.
Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Caston?
I move that the commission approve All In Time Transit Limited their request to withdraw application for Class C non-emergency certificate. I so move.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
I vote aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, this concludes all business noticed before the commission today.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. Our next business meeting will be Thursday, July 28th at 2 p.m. With that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.